Finding a good doctor is never easy. We all struggle to do that, even for someone like me who's in the know trying to find a specialist for a patient, for a specialty other than mine. I think the most clearly important thing from my point of view is trying to pick somebody who is a very super specialist in that region. No surgeon, no matter how talented they are, is going to be good at everything. And particularly if you're looking at things like cosmetic surgery, we can get surgeons who are good at breast surgery, tummy tucks, but will they have the same set of skills that is required for dealing with complex nasal or facial plastic surgery? So the more dedicated your surgeon is to one particular super specialist area, I think the most likely you are to get a good result. We all get better with experience. That's the key. And the more you do of the same procedure, invariably the better one gets at it. Someone who performs revision surgery is often very good at performing primary surgery, and that's another thing perhaps to look for, because if somebody can do a complex secondary procedure, then the chances are they'll be pretty good at doing the first procedure in the first place. A surgeon's academic profile can help you choose as well. Unfortunately, academia doesn't always mean clinical excellence, and sometimes there are people who can give wonderful research material in their lectures, but really can't produce good operations. But the one thing when we're talking about cosmetic type procedures is if somebody is presenting and talking and giving lectures at national and international level, when you're dealing with cosmetic surgery, that involves showing pictures. And these are peer-reviewed. When I go and give a lecture at an international meeting, I'm really talking to most of the creme de la creme of surgeons of the world. And if you're not producing good pictures, and we're a very visual specialty where you can't hide behind what you've done, then if you're producing poor pictures, you just don't get invited back. And that's the reality. So one of the good things is if you have a knowledge of somebody's academic profile, that will certainly help you have a little bit more confidence in what they do. One of the best ways of getting to know your surgeon is by recommendation. If you're lucky enough to have somebody who you know who's had surgery, fantastic. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't rely on that and often go to websites which may be fancy, or going to adverts which may be very compelling, but you really don't understand what that person is just from the website alone. So do your research, and if I can say nothing else, doing research is very important. Often people spend more time looking into what car they want to buy rather than what surgeon they want to have operate on them. So by all means, do your research, and of course the internet these days has opened it up enormously, but do be aware a little bit about online reviews, because they can be planted, and you have to be careful with that. There are unscrupulous doctors out there who will pay money for all sorts of people to write good things about them. Hopefully you'll be able to discern this as you can in a variety of different ways. It can be a bewildering process, and I think time is probably the most important thing in really spending a little bit of effort in ensuring the right person is for you. Finally, it's really important that you develop a trust with your doctor. You've got to like your doctor, and in a way they've got to like you. That two-way communication is critical. And if you're really speaking to somebody who you can't communicate with, who's not listening to you, who's perhaps ignoring your concerns and really talking about what they want to do for you, then you perhaps need to look elsewhere, irrespective of the reputation. Because the key thing, particularly when it comes to cosmetic type procedures, is you want to be able to portray what you want, but at the same time, you've got to feel confident that the other person is listening and is really going to be able to marry the two things up. We spend a lot of time with our patients. We never charge for multiple visits. We only ever charge once. But for me, it's really critical that we're singing off the same hymn page at the end of the day, so that when we're going into the operation, I know what the patient wants, the patient knows what I can achieve, and hopefully the two things will marry each other and patients will be happy at the end of it.